What are we forgetting? You said you feel like we're forgetting something.
I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, Tony Stewart here, also known as Blessed Brother.
Angie Stewart, known as Blessed Sister.
And I'll tell you what, if I seem a little sweaty, it's because I'm in the middle of a workout. I went to go see the new Fast and Furious movie yesterday, and ever since then, I've been in this workout mode because, got to be like The Rock. So that's why I may look sweaty right now, because I just finished working out, and I got some more to do, so I'll be doing it right after this live. So anyway, got a great topic for you today, something I'm fired up about sharing with you, and the name of the topic is
The real reason why focus is so important.
The real reason why focus is so important. And I'll tell you what, you hear about focus being important. I talked about this yesterday. If you haven't watched yesterday's video, definitely go back and check that out. I talked about the book, Multiple Streams of Income. It's on her desk here and had to dig it out. Anyway, Multiple Streams of Income. I talked about that book and how people totally misconstrued what that book actually meant, because they thought it meant start multiple streams of income immediately, and that was not it. It was one at a time. So you say, okay, well, why is focus so important? And let me tell you something that most people, especially someone who's trying to sell you an opportunity or teach you to do things their way, something that they may be reticent to tell you, and that's this: achieving mastery. Getting to the point where you have created success in any endeavor is not easy. If it's worth doing, it's not easy. You may have to be willing to do it ugly until you can do it pretty. But there's a journey involved, and it should be. If it's anything of value, if it was easy, everyone would do it. So the reason why focus is so important is because there's a level of, well, let me tell you what a multimillionaire once told me face to face. His name is Jay. He said, Tony, God will bless your best efforts. God will bless your best efforts. Not that he will bless something that just comes easy to you and you fall to bed. You may get blessings in that regard, but it's the things that you really put yourself to and you focus in on. I'm not going to use the word focus because in a definition, but I'm going to tell you, to achieve mastery, to achieve a level of competence. I think about myself in drumming, okay? I'm at the point now with drumming where I could drum in my sleep, and I practically have sometimes. I've recorded with my band. I can drum and talk on the phone and just have a different conversation while I'm playing drums. And you may say, oh, that's awesome, that's cool, that's so great that you can do that. But you don't know those days when I was growing up. I'm getting all choked up. Why am I getting choked up about this? Anyway, the days when I was growing up and my parents had to be willing to let me go out, and they actually built an addition to our home where I could go out with a drum set, because drumming is the kind of thing that even if you're good at it, it's rough on a household, especially back in the days. This is before a lot of folks had electronic drums and so forth. These were acoustic drums. So when I practiced poorly, I shook the house. When I got to the point where I could play well, I shook the house. I was always shaking the house. The only time I was playing drums and not shaking the house is when me and my drums weren't there. Okay? That took focus to get that level of mastery. Okay? And I can look at a number of things back in my life where to get any level of mastery where people would say, hey, this is something that you have a skill in, you had to focus. And most people, when I tell you that, they'll tell you that you can create multiple streams of income, and it's a lie. It's a lie. Because it's like the difference, you've seen the cliche, the difference between a flashlight and a laser beam. You had the magnifying glass. If you're a kid like me, you may have had a magnifying glass and you tried to burn ants and stuff with the magnifying glass. You tried to do it with a flashlight, the ants looking at you like you're crazy, like. But if you had a magnifying glass, then you were like, because you had focus. I'm telling you, do not be, read a couple scriptures and let me finish up.
Well, I have one really good one for you tonight. Okay, so I'm just going to read it in the Amplified version because once I start reading it, I know you're going to know what it is. even if you've only read it in the King James Version. So this is Hebrews 12:2, and it says, looking away from all that will distract us and focusing our eyes on Jesus. What do we have to do? We have to focus our eyes on Jesus, who is the author and perfecter of faith, the first incentive of our belief, and the one who brings our faith to maturity. For the joy of accomplishing the goal set before him, endured the cross, disregarding the shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God, revealing his deity, his authority, and the completion of the work. And why that is so important, because it not only talks about you having focus, it talks about how focused Jesus was when he was on the cross, because regardless of the shame, regardless of all the comments that he was hearing and all the distractions, he was focused on you.
Great model.
Focused on you to give you what he came to this earth to give you.
That's awesome. Well, I tell you what, and that's a great model. And, you know, the key is don't be distracted by the world that will tell you that you don't have to be focused. You know, it could be, you know, when you're focused on a goal, it enters into your prayer life. You pray about that. You get downloads from the Holy Spirit that gives you strategies into that. When you are focused. You know, how many times have you been focused on something, you couldn't figure out how to get to the next step or resolve that issue, and then you let your guard down. You let your guard down and you went maybe to a movie and turned your brain off for a couple hours like I did last night. Maybe you took a shower, a bath, or whatever. But because you were focused on that thing, when you let the guard down and you let your creativity kick in, you got resolution, you got answers. But you never would have had that if it wasn't a focal point. So I just want to encourage you today. Figure out what you want. We've been talking about that. That goes almost back to the very first video. You can go and check that out. Figure out what you want, but then create focus. Focus. I see people just squandering their focus on social media. And it bugs me because I know they want to win in life. But they're not going to do that if they're all over the place. All over the place. So don't be that person. Be focused. We love you. We want you to win. So, anything else you want to add, babe?
No, I think you said it very well.
Thank you. Well, who is this video sponsored by?
This is sponsored and brought to you by BlessedBrother.com.
BlessedBrother.com. And what we do in there is we work with the Blessed Life team, and we help them develop a focus. You know, the things that we do in there don't have to be their life's purpose. But I tell you what, the things that we do on the Blessed Life team can support you in getting to your life's purpose. It can support you in having some choices so you can pursue that thing that you're focused on. So check us out at Blessed Life team. What is it?
BlessedBrother.com.
BlessedBrother.com. And we will see you tomorrow. Be blessed. We love you.